Gwendolyn Brooks. She doesn't wear costume jewelry, and she knew that Walt Disney is making a fortune off false eyelashes, and that Time magazine is the authority on the Negro. Her makeup is total real. A Negro English instructor called her a fine Negro poet. A white critic says she's a credit to the Negro race. Somebody else called her a pure Negro writer. Johnny May, who's a senior in high school, said, "She and Langston are the only Negro poets we read in school, and I can understand her." Pee Wee used to carry one of her poems around in his back pocket. The one about being cool, that was before Pee Wee was cool by a cop's warning shot. Into the 60s, a word was born, black. And with black came poets, and from the poets' ballpoints came black, double black, purple black, blue black. Ben Black was black day before yesterday. Blacker than ultra black, super black, black black, yellow black, nigger black, black white man. Blacker than you ever bees. 1/4 black, unblack, coal black, clear black. My mama's blacker than your mama. Pimple black, fall black, so black we can't even seize you. Black on black, in black, by black, technically black. Man tan black, winter black, cold black, 360 degrees black. Cold black, midnight black, black when it's convenient, rusty black, moon black, star black, summer black, electron black, spaceman black, shoe shine black, gym shoe black, underwear black, ugly black, Aunt your mama's black, Uncle Ben's rice black, Willie Best black, black is beautiful black, I just discovered black, Negro black, unsubstance black. And everywhere the lady Negro poet appeared, the poets were there. They listened and questioned, and went home feeling uncomfortable, unsound, and so untogether. They read, reread, wrote, and rewrote, and came back the next time to tell the lady Negro poet how beautiful she is, and how she had helped them. And she came back with how necessary they were and how they have helped her. The poets walked, and as space filled the vacuum between them and the lady Negro poet, you could hear one of the black poets say, "Bruh, they've been calling that sister by the wrong name."
Kitchenette Building. We are things of dry hours and the involuntary plan. Grayed in and gray. Dream makes a giddy sound, not strong like rent, feeding a wife, satisfying a man. But could a dream send up through onion fumes its white and violet, fight with fried potatoes and yesterday's garbage ripening in the hall, flutter, or sing an aria down these rooms? Even if we were willing to let it in, had time to warm it, keep it very clean, anticipate a message, let it begin. We wonder, but not well, not for a minute. Since number 5 is out of the bathroom now, we think of lukewarm water, hope to get in it. Obituary for a living lady. My friend was decently wild as a child, and as a young girl, she was interested in a brooch and pink powder and a curl. As a young woman, though, she fell in love with a man who didn't know that even if she wouldn't let him touch her breasts, she was still worth his hours. Stopped calling Sundays with flowers. Sunday after Sunday, she put on her clean, gay, though white dress, worried the windows. There was so much silence, she finally decided that the next time she would say yes. But the man had found by then a woman who dressed in red. My friend spent 100 weeks or so wishing she were dead. But crying for yourself, when you give it all of your time, gets tedious after a while. Therefore, she terminated her mourning, made for her mouth a sad, sweet smile, and discovered the country of God. Now she will not dance, and she thinks not the thinnest thought of any type of romance, and I can't get her to take a touch of the best cream cologne. However, even without lipstick she is lovely, and it is no wonder that the preacher, at present, is almost a synonym for her telephone, and watches the neutral, kind, bland first pew center on Sunday, Sabbath nights, and wonders, as his stomach breaks up into fire and lights, how long it will be before he can, with reasonably slight risk of rebuke, put his hand on her knee. Sadie and Maud. Maud went to college. Sadie stayed at home. Sadie scraped life with a fine-tooth comb. She didn't leave a tangle in. Her comb found every strand. Sadie was one of the livingest chits in all the land. Sadie bore 2 babies under her maiden name. Maud and Ma and Papa nearly died of shame. When Sadie said her last so long, her girl struck out from home. Sadie had left as heritage her fine-tooth comb. Maud, who went to college, is a thin brown mouse. She is living all alone in this old house. Matthew Cole. Here are the facts. He's 66. He rooms in a stove-heated flat over on Lafayette. He has roomed there 10 years long. He never will be done with dust and his ceiling that is everlasting sad, and the gloomy housekeeper who forgets to build the fire, and the red fat roaches that stroll unafraid up his wall, and the whiteless grin of the housekeeper on Saturday night when he pays his $4, the ceaseless Sunday row of her big cheap radio. She'll tell you he is the pleasantest man, always a smile, but in the door-locked dirtiness of his room he never smiles, except when come, say, thoughts of a little boy licorice full, without a nickel for Sunday school, or thoughts of a little boy playing ball and swearing at sound of his mother's call. Once, I think, he laughed aloud at thought of a wonderful joke he'd played on the whole crowd, the old crowd. The Vacant Lot. Mrs. Coley's 3-flat brick isn't here anymore. All done with seeing her fat little form burst out of the basement door, and with seeing her African son-in-law, rightful heir to the throne, with his great white strong coal squares of teeth and his little eyes of stone, and with seeing the squat fat daughter letting in the men when Majesty has gone for the day and letting them out again. Queen of the Blues. Mame was singing at the Midnight Club, and the place was red with blues. She could shake her body across the floor, for what did she have to lose? She put her mama under the ground 2 years ago. Was it 3? She covered that grave with roses and tears, a handsome thing to see. She didn't have any legal pa to glare at her to shame her off the floor of the Midnight Club. Poor Mame. She didn't have any big brother to shout, "No sister of mine." She didn't have any small brother to think she was everything fine. She didn't have any baby girl with velvet pop-open eyes. She didn't have any sonny boy to tell sweet sonny boy lies. Show me a man what will love me till I die. Now show me a man what will love me till I die. Can't find no such a man, no matter how hard you try. Go long, baby, ain't a true man left in Chi. I loved my daddy, but what did my daddy do? I loved my daddy, but what did my daddy do? Found him a brown-skinned chicken, what's gonna be black and blue. I was good to my daddy, gave him all my dough. I say I was good to my daddy, I gave him all of my dough. Scrubbed hard in them white folks' kitchens till my knees was rusty and so. The MC hollered, "Queen of the Blues! Folks, this is strictly the Queen of the Blues." She snapped her fingers, she rolled her hips. What did she have to lose? But a thought ran through her like a fire. Men don't tip their hats to me. They pinch my arms and they slap my thighs. But when has a man tipped his hat to me? Queen of the blues, queen of the blues, strictly, strictly, the queen of the blues. Men are low down, dirty and mean. Why don't they tip their hats to a queen? The mother. Abortions will not let you forget. You remember the children you got that you did not get. The damp, small pulps with a little or with no hair. The singers and workers that never handled the air. You will never neglect or beat them, or silence or buy with a sweet. You will never wind up the sucking thumb, or scuttle off ghosts that come. You will never leave them, controlling your luscious sigh, return for a snack of them with gobbling mother eye. I have heard in the voices of the wind the voices of my dim-killed children. I have contracted, I have eased my dim dears at the breasts they could never suck. I have said, sweets, if I sinned, if I seized your luck and your lives from your unfinished reach, if I stole your births and your names, your straight baby tears and your games, your stilted or lovely loves, your tumults, your marriages, aches, and your deaths, if I poisoned the beginnings of your breaths, believe that even in my deliberateness I was not deliberate, though why should I whine that the crime was other than mine, since anyhow you are dead, or rather, or instead, you were never made. But that too, I am afraid, is faulty. Oh, what shall I say? How is the truth to be said? You were born, you had body, you died. It is just that you never giggled or planned or cried. Believe me, I loved you all. Believe me, I knew you, though faintly, and I loved you all. The Sundays of Satin-Legs Smith. Inamoratus, with an approbation, bestowed his title, blessed his inclination. He wakes, unwinds elaborately, a cat tawny, reluctant, royal. He is fat and fine this morning, definite, reimbursed. He waits a moment, he designs his reign, that no performance may be plain or vain, then rises in a clear delirium. He sheds with his pajamas shabby days, and his desertedness, his intricate fear, the postponed resentments, and the prim precautions. Now at his bath, would you deny him lavender, or take away the power of his pine? What smelly substitute, heady as wine, would you provide? Life must be aromatic, there must be scent, somehow there must be some. Would you have flowers in his life? Suggest asters, a really good geranium, a white carnation? Would you prescribe a show with the cold lilies, formal chrysanthemum magnificence, poinsettias, and emphatic red of prize roses? Might his happiest alternative, you muse, be after all a bit of gentle garden in the best of taste and straight tradition? Maybe so. But you forget, or did you ever know, his heritage of cabbage and pigtails, old intimacy with alleys, garbage pails, down in the deep, but always beautiful, south, where roses blush their blithest, it is said, and sweet magnolias put Chanel to shame. No, he has not a flower to his name, except a feather one for his lapel. Apart from that, if he should think of flowers, it is in terms of dandelions or death. Ah, there is little hope. You might as well, unless you care to set the world a boil, and do a lot of equalizing things, remove a little ermine, say, from kings, shake hands with paupers, and appoint them men, for instance, certainly you might as well leave him his lotion, lavender, and oil. Let us proceed. Let us inspect, together with his meticulous and serious love, the innards of this closet, which is a vault whose glory is not diamonds, not pearls, not silver plate with just enough dull shine, but wonder suits in yellow and in wine, sarcastic green and zebra-striped cobalt, with shoulder padding that is wide and cocky and determined as his pride, ballooning pants that taper off to ends scheduled to choke precisely. Here are hats like bright umbrellas and hysterical ties like narrow banners for some gathering war. People are so in need of help. People want so much that they do not know. Below the tinkling trade of little coins, the gold impulse, not possible to show or spend, promise piled over and betrayed. These kneaded limbs receive the kiss of silk. Then they receive the brave and beautiful embrace of some of that equivocal wool. He looks into his mirror, loves himself. The neat curve here, the angularity that is appropriate at just its place, the technique of a variegated grace. Here is all his sculpture and his art and all his architectural design. Perhaps you would prefer to this a fine value of marble, complicated stone, would have him think with horror of Baroque, Rococo. You forget and you forget. He dances down the hotel steps that keep remnants of last night's high life and distress, as spat out purchased kisses and spilled beer. He swallows sunshine with a secret yelp, passes to coffee and a roll or two, has breakfasted. Out, sounds about him smear, become a unit. He hears and does not hear, the alarm clock meddling in somebody's sleep, children's governed Sunday happiness, the dry tone of a plane, a woman's oath, consumption's spiritless expectoration, an indignant robin's resolute donation, pinching a track through apathy and din. Restaurant vendors weeping, and the L that comes on like a slightly horrible thought. Pictures, too, as usual, are blurred. He sees and does not see the broken windows hiding their shame with newsprint. Little girl with ribbons decking wornness, little boy wearing the trousers with the decentest patch to honor Sunday. Women on their way from service, temperate holiness arranged ably on asking faces. Men estranged from music and from wonder and from joy, but far familiar with the guiding awe of foodlessness. He loiters. Restaurant vendors weep, or out of them rolls a restless glee. The lonesome blues, the long-lost blues, I want a big fat mama. Down these sore avenues comes no sa-sa, no piquant elusive Grieg, and not Tchaikovsky's wayward eloquence, and not the shapely, tender drift of Brahms. But could he love them, since a man must bring to music what his mother spanked him for when he was 2, bits of forgotten hate, devotion, whether or not his mattress hurts, the little dream his father humored, the thing his sister did for money, what he ate for breakfast, and for dinner 20 years ago last autumn, all his skipped desserts. The pasts of his ancestors lean against him, crowd him, fog out his identity. Hundreds of hungers mingle with his own. Hundreds of voices advise so dexterously he quite considers his reactions his, judges he walks most powerfully alone, that everything is simply what it is. But movie time approaches, time to boo the hero's kiss and boo the heroine, whose ivory and yellow it is sin for his eye to eat of. The Mickey Mouse, however, is for everyone in the house. Squires his lady to dinner at Joe's Eats. His lady alters as to leg and eye, thickness and height, such minor points as these, from Sunday to Sunday. But no matter what her name or body, positively she's in queen lace stockings with ambitious heels that strain to kiss the calves, and vivid shoes, frontless and backless, Chinese fingernails, earrings, 3 layers of lipstick, intense hat, dripping with the most voluble of veils. Her affable extremes are like sweet bombs about him, whom no middle grace or good could gratify. He had no education in quiet arts of compromise. He would not understand your counsels on control, nor thank you for your late trouble. At Joe's Eats, you get your fish or chicken on meat platters, with coleslaw, macaroni, candied sweets, coffee, and apple pie. You go out full. The end is, isn't it, all that really matters? And even and intrepid come the tender boots of night to home. Her body is like new brown bread under the Woolworth mignonette. Her body is a honey bowl whose waiting honey is deep and hot. Her body is like summer earth, receptive, soft, and absolute. The parents, people like our marriage, Maxie and Andrew. Clogged and soft and sloppy eyes have lost the light that bites or terrifies. There are no swans and swallows anymore. The people settled for chicken and shut the door. But one by one, they got things done. Watch for porches as you pass, and prim low fencing pinching in the grass. Pleasant custards sit behind the white Venetian blind. Do not be afraid of no. Do not be afraid of no, who has so far, so very far to go. New caution to occur to one whose inner scream set her to seed for softer lapping and smooth fur, whose esoteric need was merely to avoid the nettle, to not bleed, stupid like a street that beats into a dead end and dies there, with nothing left to reprimand or meet, and like a candle fixed against dismay and countershine of mixed wild moon and sun, and like a flying furniture or bird with lattice wing or gaunt thing, a stammer down a nightmare neon peopled with condor, hawk, and shrike. To say yes is to die a lot or a little. The dead wear capably their wry, enameled emblems. They smell, but that, and that they do not altogether yell, is all that we know well. It is brave to be involved, to be not fearful, to be unresolved. Her new wish was to smile when answers took no airships, walked a while. Pygmies are pygmies still, though perched on Alps. Edward Young. But can see better there, and laughing there, pity the giants wallowing on the plain, giants who bleat and chafe in their small grass, seldom to spread the palm, to spit, come clean. Pygmies expand in cold, impossible air, cry fie on giant shine, poor glory, which pounds breastbone punily, screeches, and has reached no Alps, or knows no Alps to reach. the Rites for Cousin Vit, carried her unprotesting out the door, kicked back the casket stand. But it can't hold her, that stuff and satin aiming to enfold her, the lid's contrition nor the bolts before. Oh, oh, too much, too much. Even Nell surmise she rises in the sunshine. There she goes, back to the bars she knew, and the repose in love rooms, and the things in people's eyes. Too vital and too squeaking must emerge. Even now she does the snake hips with a hiss, slops the bad wine across her shantung, talks of pregnancy, guitars, and bridge work, walks in parks or alleys, comes haply on the verge of happiness, haply hysterics, is. Leaves from a loose-leaf war diary, thousands killed in action. You need the untranslatable ice to watch. You need to loiter a little among the vague hushes, the clever evasions of the vagueness above the healthy energy of decay. You need the untranslatable ice to watch, the purple and black to smell, before your horror can be sweet or proper, before your grief is other than discreet. The intellectual dam will nurse your half-hurt. Quickly you are well, but weary. How you yawn, have yet to see why nothing exhausts you like this sympathy. The certainty we two shall meet by God in a wide parlor underneath a light of lights, come sometime, is no ointment now, because we two are worshippers of life, being young, being masters of the long-legged stride, gypsy arm swing. We never did learn how to find white in the Bible. We want nights of vague adventure, lips lax wet and warm, bees in the stomach, sweat across the brow, now.